Next topic of the module 3 is data warehousing. Data warehousing is organized collection of data. It is a database used for reporting purpose. It is also defined as data warehouse is collection of historical data that can be used for analysis purpose. A data warehouse is a subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, and non-volatile collection of data. It supports the management's decision-making process. It is having so many applications nowadays for analyzing the business. The main characteristics of data warehousing are: it is subject oriented. Data warehouse used for banking is containing data related to records related to only banking. Data warehouse used for telecom, which is containing only historical data related to telecom domain. The data warehouse which is related to insurance, containing only historical data of insurance domain. Therefore, data warehouses are always subject oriented. Integrated. Coming to integrated, data warehouse integrates data from multiple data sources. Those multiple data sources may be of heterogeneous database management systems. One may be of DB2, another one may be of MySQL, another one may be of MS Excel. Okay, therefore, the data coming from various data sources are integrated, collected together, and converted to standardized format and stored it with the data warehouse. So many filtering as well as transformation techniques are being applied over the integrated data for converting it to suitable format of data warehouse. The next feature of data warehouse is time variant. Yeah, it is time variant. As I told you, data warehouse is historical collection of data. It stores data of previous data, previous month records, previous year records. Therefore, the data in data warehouse should grow at daily or other chosen intervals of time that allows latest comparisons over time. Historical data is kept in the data warehouse. For example, one can retrieve the data from 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or even older data from the data warehouse. Non-volatile. Another characteristic of data warehouse is non-volatile. Data warehouse should be persistent because the data or records available in the data warehouse are needed for a longer time. If you are considering insurance domain, data of a person should be maintained up to sometimes 50 years, 60 years till the life of that person. Therefore, data warehouse is consistently available for analysis across the organizations and over time. Then, data warehouse is containing summarized data. As data warehouse contains records of past 1 year, 2 year, sometimes 10 years together, collecting detailed data is becoming very big problem for data warehouse. That is why it is an organized summarized collection of data. And data warehouses are constructed without applying any normalizations. Usually in database construction time, between the tables we apply normalizations. Within the table as well as between the tables we apply the normalization techniques. But data warehouses are constructed without applying any normalization techniques, because data warehouse may contain 10 tables, sometimes it may consist of 100 tables also. During extraction time of data by joining the 100 tables, it is becoming very difficult to manage the data or extracting the data if tables are normalized. Totally, extracting the data from normalized table is very difficult compared to not normalized tables. Therefore, data warehouse is not normalized. Metadata, like database, how it maintains data about data. Likewise, data warehouse also maintains metadata into the catalog. Then data warehouse, it is nearly related time, real time or right time. Yeah, of course, some of the sectors like financial sectors, stock market, even minute by minute records also we need to maintain. What is the stock market value of previous 1 minutes, previous one hours? That is why near real time records we need to maintain. Likewise, only we need to update this data warehouse. Yeah, this is typical data warehouse architecture. In data warehouse architecture, we need to have 4 key elements. All the data warehouses, they are fundamentally they should have these 4 key elements. One is data source operations. Operational data sources we are calling. They may come from enterprise databases, legacy systems, point of sales, RFID systems, web usages, external data sources like suppliers, customers, government agencies. These are the data sources. They may be of heterogeneous database management systems. By applying the ETL mechanism, data is extracted from multiple sources and pushed into the staging area. That staging area is containing data transformation techniques. Here we are going to select the data of multiple sources. We are extracting only our needy data and filtering those by applying the cleansing methods. And if any changes are required, then we need to compute the data fields, then integrating the data of multiple sources together, and then load the data into the data marts or data warehouses. Here data mart is nothing but it is a sub-department of it. It is like sub-department or a department of one institute. Data mart is very specific, it is subject oriented, whereas data warehouse covers entire enterprise. Data warehouses or data marts are developed by using schemas like star schema or snowflake schema. Then The data available in the data warehouse or data mart are utilized for analyzing the business. Like for example, what is the business happened throughout the day? Which item got sold more? Which item not sold? Whether the item sold in one area is not sold in another one area. Like that, data warehouse records are being utilized for analyzing the business. Therefore, next stage, that is accessing users and applications, they are going to make use of various software tools for representing the statistical data or quantitative data in the form of graphs for better understanding purpose. This is overall architecture of data warehouse. As I told you, data warehouse characteristics, mainly 4 characteristics are there of data warehouse. They are data warehouse is subject oriented, integrated, time variant and non-volatile collection of data used for managerial decision making purpose. This is the detailed architecture of data warehouse. Extracting the data from multiple data sources and loaded it into the staging area, that is data storage. Then a series of operations are being done like cleansing, transformation, then loaded it into the data warehouse or data mart. Here data marts are nothing but they are logical division over the data warehouses only. Here data warehouse is logically divided into 4 data marts. Then the data or records available in the data warehouse or data marts are fed to presentation layer. There in presentation layer, higher end executives or HR people, they are going to analyze the business for further improvement of the business. ODS stands for operational data source. Data warehouse architecture. As I told you, first element is the data source that provides the raw data. Second element is the process of transforming the data into to meet the decision needs. The third element is the methods of regularly and accurately loading of the data into the data warehouse. Either it may be enterprise data warehouse or logical divisions of data warehouse. The fourth element in the data is the data access and analysis part, where devices and applications use the data from data warehouse to deliver insights and other benefits to users. Data transformation process. Data transformation, it is a process of converting the data, cleansing the data into the required business format, validating the data into the required format by applying the business rules. The data transformation process may consist of the activities like data cleansing, data merging, data scrubbing, data aggregation. Data cleansing is nothing but It is the process of changing the inconsistent, inaccurate, and removing the unwanted data. Ultimate aim of data cleaning is improving the organization's confidence in their data. Like, for example, making the first character as capital of a particular column, decoding the data, rounding the decimal values, removing the records which are containing null values, data that contains unwanted junk such as apostrophe, comma, and extra space. Data merging. Data merging is nothing but it is a process of integrating the data from multiple operational sources into single output pipeline. Data scrubbing. This is a process of deriving the new attribute to meet their warehouse requirements. The data scrubbing example is like, for example, in fact table, if we are having sold quantity, actually the sold quantity is not a basic column that is present in fact table. That is a derived column that attribute is derived from the sold quantities which are present in dimension tables, or sales amount, total sales amount. It is a derived column. Amount is available in dimension table for each and every items. How many items are being sold altogether? Lump sum value is kept in fact table by deriving an additional attribute called as total sales amount. Data aggregate. The process of calculating the summarized data from the detailed data we are calling as data aggregation. Along with these operations, in this section we are going to conduct some activities like testing the slowly changing dimension, also generating the surrogate keys. These are the processes which are involved in data transformation. Next, data warehouse design. Data warehouse can be designed by using multiple dimensional schemas, because data warehouse is not containing normal data. The data available in the data warehouse can be seen by multifaceted. That is why multi-dimensional schemas are used, especially during designing time of data warehouse systems. The schemas are designed to address the unique needs of very large databases designed for the analytical purpose. Types of data warehouse schemas are mainly there are two: star schema, snowflake schema, and additionally by combining star schema and snowflake schema we can generate another one, galaxy schema. This galaxy schema may be consist of multiple fact tables. We'll see what is a star schema. A star schema, the center of the star can have one fact table and surrounded by multiple associated dimension tables. It is known as a star schema as its structure resembles a star. Star schema is the simplest type of data warehouse schema. It is also known as star join schema and is optimized for querying large dataset. The specialty of star schema is it not requires normalization. Here is one example. We have considered here one fact table and four dimension tables. It looks like a star. This is called as a star schema. Fact tables are containing only quantitative data as well as the foreign keys related to the dimension tables. You can see there. Revenue table. Revenue is a fact table which is consists of dealer ID that refers dealer dimension table. Model ID that refers product model. Branch ID that refers to the branch dimension table. Date ID refers to the date dimension table, and then units sold and revenue. These two are the quantitative data extracted from the dimension tables. Characteristics of star schema. Star schema can also be represented with only one dimension table. Dimension table should contain a set of attributes. Dimension table is joined to the fact table by keeping a foreign key into the fact table of foreign key of dimension table. Dimension tables are not joined to each other. Fact table would contain key and measures only. Dimension tables are not normalized. For instance, in the above diagram, country ID does not have country lookup table as an OLTP design would have. Schema is widely supported by BI tools. Star schemas are the widely used schemas during developing time of data warehouses. This is the Snowflake schema. Snowflake schema. You can see here. Product dimension table is again derived with variant dimension table, as well as look at dealer's dimension table. Again, dealer is deriving another two dimension tables like location and country. Therefore, the complexity of star schema can be further divided and made it as a Snowflake schema. Snowflake schema containing hierarchical, clearly separated tables with it. Snowflake schemas are properly sometimes normalized. These also can be used for developing the data warehouses, but developing the data warehouses by using the Snowflake schema feels complex. The table shows the difference between star schema and snowflake schema. Star schema hierarchies for the dimensions are stored in the dimensional table, whereas snowflake schema hierarchies are divided into separate table. Star schema, it contains a fact table surrounded by dimension tables, whereas snowflake schema, one fact table surrounded by dimension table which are in turn surrounded by dimension tables. In a star schema, only single join creates the relationship between the fact tables and any dimension tables. A snowflake schema requires many joins to fetch the data. Star schema is a simple database design. Snowflake schema, very complex database design. Star schema is a denormalized data structure and query also runs faster, whereas snowflake schema, it is normalized, therefore running the query, it may take execution time more. Star schema, high level of data redundancy may happen here because no normalization. Snowflake schema, very low level data redundancy because of normalization. Star schema, single dimension table may contain aggregated data, whereas in snowflake schema, data split into different dimension tables. Star schema, cube processing is faster, whereas in snowflake schema, it is slow. Star schema offers performance querying using star join query optimization. Tables may be connected with multiple dimensions, whereas in snowflake schema, it is represented by centralized fact table which unlikely connects multiple dimensions. Galaxy schema, you can observe here. The Galaxy schema may contain two or more fact tables that share dimension tables between them. It is also called as fact constellation schema. The schema is viewed as a collection of stars, hence the name is Galaxy schema. You can observe revenue and product. Two fact tables are being used. Both are sharing branch dimension and date dimension tables. Data access. Okay, further the data mining concept will be discussed in next class. Thank you.